Greetings, this is Scholar Saunders Singh. What's current? Elliott Wilson, one of my hip hop heroes. I enjoy his work. He's one of the brightest minds. What was he? CEO of Double XL magazine, I think he was, and also a few other publications. He was either editor or one of the heads writers. He's good for the culture. If you want to talk about hip hop being a culture, he's good for the culture. He's good for the genre. He's excellent. I respect his ideas. And I just wanted to say, if this world were Nokia, I can't sing, but I like both videos. It's all about Elliott Wilson talking about that Nokia had an edge over Luther, and I would have to agree with him. I agree with him, but for different reasons. Because Luther is more personal. It's more intimate, and it has the breaking sections, like where it has color, then it has the black and white, and then it shows the car, then it shows the car draped in the red. Like it's very visual. It's very excellent storytelling for a hip hop video. I have to give him credit for that. But the Nokia one, it hits. The beautiful black women, you know they're all dancing at the same time, all synchronized, and then you got the owls, and you got the going through. You got the text look like it's read from one of those brick phones, those Nokia phones from way back in the day. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all don't know nothing about them Nokia phones. Boy, I tell you, I'm on the porch yelling at kids to get off my lawn, because a lot of kids are like, no Nokia. What's Nokia? That's what we used to use. Okay, so Bumbleclot, salute to you, sir. I see you. Bumbleclue, not even Bumbleclot anymore. Bumbleclue. Salute to you. Make sure you bring 4 or 5 people in here when you come in here. Everybody says oh yeah, I got friends. I got friends. Act like it. Act like you got friends. I don't have friends like that. I have associates, and that's about it. I don't have buddies. I have friends from school from back in the day. But we don't see each other on a daily basis or even a weekly or monthly basis. We just connect on getting money together. But back to the topic at hand. Yeah, the Nokia video. I don't say commercial because that's what they are. It's not art. We have to always champion that. Always have to champion the idea of it not being art. It's to sell the art. The art is the song. The video can be just like any other commercial. There's acting, there's writing, there's directing, there's acting, there's producing. All those elements are for art. But if you're trying to push a product, then it's not art anymore. It's a commercial. That's what it is. It's the idea of commerce. Just thought I'd put that out there. But yeah, I saw the Luther video. I liked it. I really do like it. But that Nokia one, that it hits different. It's epic. It feels epic. It feels large. It feels like. But this one, Luther's very small, contained, kind of tiny, very focused though. I have to say that it's very focused video. But the Nokia one, it just jumps off the chart. I'm like, Drake is back. This is how you make a video. You don't make it his first video. His first video was abominable. It was horrific. It was directed by Ye. It was directed by Ye, and he had like I described it before on here before. He had some beautiful women in it. They had the big boobies and the slim doodle makers. And pretty faces, but the whole gist of the video was awful. He was a coach, and he was trying to get his team to go, and everything looked dark, and it looked like it had poor lighting. And this is for the song Best I Ever Had. It didn't really feel like much of anything. It didn't, and then spoiler alert, he loses at the end. So it's like, it's not really worth your watching. It's a great song. Love the song. Did I really just do that? But anyway. Yeah, it's a great song. Great, great. I mean, back that's what 2009. Look at that. That's was that going on 16 years. My mind is blown. It's completely mind-boggling. There he is, King. Salute to King. When you come in here, bring a friend. Salute to you, sir. But okay, we got 4 people in here. This is all right. This is pretty good. It's going well. Like our last show, it was pretty good. I'm trying to get to subscriptions though. If you guys have already subscribed, tell somebody else to subscribe. I'm trying to get to at least 965 by the end of this week. I'm gonna see if I can possibly do that. I'm gonna see if I can get to I'm at 957 right now. I gotta refund the broke ninja their $1. Okay. Let me hold 500. You ready for tomorrow? And I ain't talking about no Easter either. Uh-oh. I know. So y'all gonna get high off of Christ. That's what they're saying now. No. I'm gonna get high off the Lord. I'm gonna get high off the message. I'm gonna get high off the sermon. You can't tell me nothing. This was a very serious day though. This was the 30th anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing. That's serious because nobody talks about that. Nobody ever brings up Oklahoma City because it was Americans, a white boy and another white boy, both together blew up hundreds of kids, babies. Like seriously. King says some Lord Haze. Yeah, it's gonna be something special. I know. 420. Yeah, they're gonna say, the pastor's gonna be like, can you pass that to me? Let me get a little something. Getting high off the Lord. Getting a little doobie off of Jesus. Yeah, Timothy McVeigh, he got the needle in 2001. He was capital punishment. He was the main actor in all of it. The second person in charge was Terry Nichols. He orchestrated some of the where the truck was going to be and stuff like that. But we just know about September 11th. September 11th is like, it just took it to a different level. It was just so like off the charts. You knew could happen because we've seen Independence Day. I mean, that's basically what happened. Independence Day happened in real life. Aliens came from a different place and destroyed buildings and killed multiple thousands of people. Sounds like a movie, right? Well, it really happened in real life. Independence Day came out, I think in 1996. So 5 years. They were probably planning while that movie was in production. Osama bin Laden and his cohorts. But we talk about that all day. But American terrorists, it's like, like I had a national defense ribbon, and I think I was supposed to be issued the global war on terrorism. We call it the GWAT, the Global War on Terrorism badge or ribbon. That is amazing. They know what they're doing. They say global. That means all around the world. America too. But then the war was the war on terrorism. The war on terrorism, not just war on them sand niggers coming over and disrupting everything. No. War on terrorism. Terrorism, completely everything across the board. That would have entailed Oklahoma City bombing. That's terror, right? War on terror. I don't know how you can declare war on an inanimate object or inanimate idea that is a concept that covers totally distant things. You declare war on a nation. You declare war on a people. You declare war on that. You declare on specific ideals, not just a broad concept. But I digress. I just want to have fun. It's Saturday. We can talk about 420 if y'all want. Easter, people they call it Resurrection Sunday. You know, Jesus got high off the cross. You're gonna get high. You know, people gonna show up to church with red eyes, low eyes. They're gonna be like, old ladies gonna be looking. What you been smoking on that reefer? You smoking on that devil's lettuce? You got that reefer going? You smoking on doobies? You doing that cannabis? Child, oh Lord. What pastor's gonna show up tomorrow? Blunted. What pastor's gonna show up in the in the pulpit knowing he took a few drags before he came in? I mean, there's millions of pastors, millions. Out of those millions, what one of them, at least gonna be one, is gonna show up in, you know, with the Cheech and Chong face going. What's gonna happen when, you know, your pastor goes up to that pulpit and he's looking like, well, we gotta talk about we gotta talk about the scriptures. What you gonna do? Everybody gonna be like, is he? Or she? Was she rolling? They go. Who's the one pastor going to be in the study, the pastor's study? Roll, you know, put it on the paper, rolling up. What pastor's going to do that? There's millions of ministers and pastors. Which one is going to do that? That's what I want to know. How many times has this happened? And since the 420 culture has happened, I'm sure it happened, you know, prior, you know, the idea of 420. But when did Easter, or what they call Resurrection Sunday, by the believers? I'm not a believer, but the believers say Resurrection Sunday. They don't say Easter. They say Resurrection Sunday. So what is it going to be like when you have the pastor going, yesterday I just took a little puff. I just took a little puff, early this morning. I didn't do too much. I had some OG Kush, I had some Bubble Kush, I had some Maui Wowie, I had some purple yum, I had some blueberry yum yum, some purple haze, yeah, Bumba Clue. I'm Star. Yeah, I'm sure. If you were Star, you would have capitalized McVeigh. If you were Star, Bumba Clue. Tell me I'm Star. But anyway, I was talking about the video. We got sidetracked. We can talk about 420 tomorrow, and today and tomorrow. If you like, if you want to talk about tonight, we can talk about tonight. We can talk about tomorrow. I'm just saying anticipatorily. Is that a word? Anticipatorily? I think that's a word. In anticipation for tomorrow, because I know people, the congregation, it may be smelling some type of way, and the congregation. It may be. You smell that? I know you smell that, right? You smell that. I know you smell it. Somebody, puffing up something. Puffing on something strong. Then that sour diesel. Uh-oh. Son of the Sun's got a salute to Son of the Sun, by the way. He's got a video for me, I think. Let me see if I can put this on mute. He's never, and I mean never, playing GTA 6. Is that because of the? I'm trying to get the reference because I don't know why it's GTA 6. You have to break that down to me. Thank you for the video, Son of the Sun 90. I appreciate that, but I don't understand. I don't understand what the I don't understand what the reference is. Is it the I mean, when he was on the loose and he got up to Elizabeth, New Jersey, um, I know that he had the stars. That's what I remember that. You know, that's from Vice City. That's from, I think, all the GTAs. When you have the stars, you know, for if you're on the run, if you're wanted by the cops, and they got the cruisers out, and then they got the helicopters. Sometimes they have the boats. It's anybody that played GTA. It's one of my favorite games ever. This is going back way back. This is like 2003. Vice City. Vice City was the truth. I don't know about GT4. I don't know about San Andreas. I don't know GTA 6. I don't know about those, but I know GTA Vice City. That was the truth. I love that game. I like did none of the missions. I just shot at people and ran over people. That's what you're supposed to do. That's how you stay sane, in a sense, when you're like a teenager, I guess. Instead of going, getting the blickies and the ooh-wops and the wild and the burners and the toasters, you play video games. When you're like 13, 14 years old, 15 years old, 16, maybe 17, whatever. You play the video game so you don't have to worry about, driving over some people or shooting at people in real life. You do it in a virtual world. I agree with that. People may say, oh, well, the game is blah, blah, blah. Whatever. It's fun. It relieves tension. You're shooting at a prostitute for no reason. You're shooting at somebody crossing the street. You run them over. But then you have to pay the penalty because then the police are wanting you. He had like 5 stars. When he went to Elizabeth. I was about to say we said at the same time 5-star wanted level exactly. TK had 5-star wanted level when he was in Elizabeth, New Jersey. That was some serious stuff. That was crazy. But I digress again. Y'all make me go off topic. No, but yeah, the Luther video versus Nokia. I mean, they're saying, well, you can't compare the two because they're different. They're totally different vibes. They're totally different system settings. Well, you can compare the two because they're just different commercials. I do the cheat code for the tank. Yeah, I think I did that one time. I think I did the tank. Yeah, in Vice. I think I did that in Vice City. And then you can also get. I think you can get the helicopter. I think you can get a helicopter in Vice City. I think you can. I can't remember. I think you can get a cheat code for a helicopter. I can't remember. But those are good times. Those are fun. But yeah, so you compare Luther to Nokia just based on the artist's interpretation of their art as applied to commercialism. That is the key. I mean, both of them stand up against any most other videos. Niggas in the background got their arms around each other with dread with the locks, shaking them locks. No women involved. Just a bunch, like 15 niggas in a kitchen somewhere or in a parking lot with the whip with the R8. Is the R8 the Audi? Is the Audi R8? And they got the extendos, they got the switches. They're throwing out money. They're throwing out dollar bills. They counting the money phone, all that. I'm so tired of it. That's so corny. Like, I like when you use that as art. Like, if you were to use that in a movie or a TV show, I think that would be interesting. But when it comes to commercialism, like, it's like so annoying. It's so tired. It's so overused. Like, it's not even like an ounce of creativity. You have to give that to people like they're very creative in their commercials, their music videos. Missy Elliott, excellent movies, commercials, music videos. Excuse me, not movies. Yeah, helicopter. I think of plane. Yeah, I think of plane. Yeah, yeah, I think of plane too. Yeah, I remember a helicopter. I think I had the helicopter one time. That was funny, but yeah, I remember putting in cheat codes. That was always. I always did that with all my games. I did that with NBA Live. I went. It was like you could do underwater. You could do you can throw the ball up underhanded. You could do reset the score every time or something like that. It was crazy. You could do a lot. That's NBA Live 98. God damn. 27 years ago, if you can believe that. NBA Live 98. But anyway, another great person for commercials or music videos, Ludacris. He even teamed up with Missy on some occasions. The 1 Minute Man and Gossip. I think was it Gossip? How was it go? I think it's Gossip Folks. Yeah, Gossip Folks. Gossip Folks. That was interesting. Very original, very thoughtful, putting in a lot of time and effort into it. Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes has some of the best music videos of all time. He's very creative, very thoughtful in his approach. Oh, you got the unlimited armor chest. Okay. Was there ever a feature where you could turn off the police? Where you could or reset the stars? I think there was. I'm trying to remember if you could reset the stars and you wouldn't be followed anymore. I remember where you could go to a chop shop and change up a car and make it brand new and make it a brand new car instead of being all broke down. I remember that. That was fun. Yeah, and my Vice City took off of Scarface and Miami Vice and a few other gangster movies, but those were the main two influences. I still remember the commercial for speaking of commercials, I still remember the commercial for Vice City. And I run so far away. Couldn't get away. Dun, 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 dun. That was cool. I like that. But I'm Missy Elliott, Ludacris, Busta Rhymes. There's a few more. I mean, and then everybody has the standard kind of you have to relate to them on regular kind of styles, not too outlandish or too eye popping and amazing. Bumba Clue says Busta first album a classic. Well, we're not talking about albums. We're talking about videos. We're talking about his video acumen, his ability to make great music videos or commercial or musical commercials, as I like to call them, because that's exactly what they are. They're selling the art. They're selling what the artist conceived for their music, and they get with the music director, and a lot of people say they act like Federico Fellini or Martin Scorsese or Steven Spielberg or Akira Kurosawa when they get behind the camera for a music video or something like that. I think if you got your car painted, you're one and the other one away. That's true. That's what I was trying to remember. Yeah, you go to the chop shop, you get your car painted over, and then you go back out. The Vice City soundtrack was on fuego. They had hip hop, R&B, freestyle. I'm trying to think of the other one, and I think a few rock and roll. New wave, a lot of new wave music. It was cool. It was very cool. I got rid of that stuff though. It's probably somebody's probably reselling it for $300,000 or something stupid. Got rid of all that. The Xbox, the games, all of that. PlayStation got rid of all of that. We got the Nintendo Wii still. That's about to go. But anyway, I like Luther though. I just saw it. And it resonated with me. I understood it. It was very, romantic and involving and emotional and impactful, just like a commercial could be. Commercials can make you laugh, can make you cry, can make you think. Excuse me. They can do a lot of things, but it's not art. A lot of people get confused. Oh yeah, it's artistry. Oh yeah, it's because it's art. No, you're making something that is completely not art. It's a documentary in a sense. There are beautiful documentaries. There are great documentaries with great special effects and great, interviews and the way that they chop it up and show animation and different things like that. That's what it was. That's what was so great. Judas Priest, Slayer, Run DMC, Duran Duran, exactly. And some of the commercials, commercials again. And some of the commercials on the radio were hilarious. I can't remember them all, but they were funny. They were like, I can't even remember what they said, but they were funny commercials on the radio. I used to remember what stations there were too. Can't remember what they are. But Luther is it's not like it's inferior. It's like an A- compared to Nokia's A+. It just edges it out. It just wins over just by one bucket, not like a blowout. It was just like a 3-pointer at the end of the game. They pushed it over. Nokia is I love Nokia. Nokia was the truth, and it was very purposeful. Very purposeful, because he could have said, "Yeah, I want white women and Latina women and yellow women and all these women together." No, he said, "I want dark-skinned, black, slim women to be dancing according to my video, to my artistry, and make it a commercial. Make it a thoughtful commercial, something that we can prize." That's what I think was special about it. And Luther's great too. I'm not knocking it. Not knocking it. I'm saying it's one of the better ones too. But I think if you compare They Like Us, They Not Like Us to Nokia, They Not Like Us would win. See? They Not Like Us was so revolutionary and so brilliant. I mean, it's up there with This Is America. This Is America is like you have to watch it multiple times. That's why I think it's so great when you have a video that's so good that you're like, wait a minute, I missed something. Hold on. And you're like, oh my God, they're running in the background. Oh my God, he was already standing behind the stanchion. Oh my God, he was, it's very impactful. Very impactful. Let me see if I can get it centered here. All right. Very impactful, very powerful, good stuff, great stuff. But comparing Judas and Nokia, though, Nokia's got the win, and I'm glad that they have a kind of kindred, not Kendrick, spirit, because they're mostly in black and white. Nokia is all in black and white, and there are portions of Luther that are in black and white. And I just love the song. It's so catchy. It's that first line, "If this world were mine." And then he's got the flow, it's very slow and sedate and like cool, and he's very, focused, but trying to draw the woman in and stuff like that. That was awesome. I think that was an awesome thing. And SZA does her thing. She's got a big old booty. She's tossing around her doo-doo maker. Tossing around like it's nothing. And then she goes up to the door, and it's cool. I like it. It's a very good representation of both songs actually. All right, so I'm gonna get into what y'all wanted me to get into. Y'all wanted me to talk about tomorrow. Y'all wanted to talk about, and then people saying it's not Easter, it's not Resurrection Sunday. It's 420. We know. When was the last Easter, Resurrection Sunday on 420? 420 also carries a lot of baggage. It's Adolf Hitler's birthday. And it's the what is this? 26th. Yeah, the 26th anniversary of the Columbine shooting, which is so much, and obviously in the press now again because of the FSU shooting, and there was a Dallas mass shooting, but I don't remember if it was I don't think it was at a school, but yeah. So 420 is a very loaded date. It's a very loaded date for a lot of people. 420, represents goodness and happiness and feeling good and eating gummies and smoking up something, getting on something strong. I've never smoked marijuana a day in my life, and I don't plan to unless I'm like 105 and it's not going to matter anymore. So that's when I'm going to start, doing marijuana. And hopefully by then, by the time I'm 105, hopefully we would have all the drugs legalized and only taxed on the consumption, not the manufacture and production and sale. Well, the sales tax, but not manufacturing production. That Kush got Skylar looking Chinese. You didn't even capitalize the Chinese. I look like this every day. That's how low my eyes are. I'm not even tired. I'm awake. But this is how my eyes are automatically set because I have ptosis. I have one. If you've noticed, one eyelid is lower than the other eyelid. That's just a fact. This eyelid droops more, I think, than this eyelid. But yeah. So people are excited. They're excited about tomorrow. 420. Oh my God, 420. It's Easter, but it's 420. It's 420. 420. Resurrection Sunday. I'm gonna resurrect some of this. What is it? Alien OG Kush, and what's the name? Animal Cookies. Alien OG Kush and Animal Cookies. That's what people are on now. I guess this is probably a new strand or a new strain. I don't know the difference between a strand and a strain. Somebody can probably educate me on that in the live chat. But yeah, people are going to be, ready in the parking lot. Can you imagine that? People are going to be hotboxing in the church parking lot. The deacon's going to be going up like, what these young people doing now? That car looking mighty cloudy. I'm just imagining it. It's got to happen. There are a billion people on this. There's billions of people on this planet. It's got to be one or two places where this is going to happen. At least one or two. Out of billions, salute to Wizard. Wizard's in the building. Uh-oh, here we go. He's hating already. Hating off top. Star Jr., what's good, my Dominican brother? Nah, yeah, he's hating hard. Star Jr., that is fallacy. My Dominican because somebody called me Dominican that wasn't Wizard. I try to remember his name, but then he says brother he knows that I despise the idea of being called brother unless you're my actual brother, step brother, half brother, brother-in-law, something like that, or you served in the you served in the armed forces. Bumbaclue says, I only smoke sativa. I was just about to ask you, sativa or indica? What are you smoking on tomorrow? Sativa or indica? Bumbaclue says sativa. Who's got the indica? Who's got the indica? They call it Indo. Who's got the indica or the sativa? I don't know the difference between indica and sativa either. There's probably like a list. There's like, well, one is lasts longer, but one is stronger. One is, you can take in short amounts. One you can take in whole amounts. Like, I don't know what the difference is, but it's probably something along those lines. They said you were tethered. I don't know how many times I got to tell you. This is like the truest thing ever. I was born in the capital of the first state on an Air Force base. I am so not tethered that it's funny. Like if Trump wanted to know my birth certificate and said if I was born in Nigeria or Sudan or what did he say Obama was from? He said he's from some part of Africa. I can't remember exactly. But he's Kenya. He was from Kenya. Who is they, first of all? Who is they? They said he was going to the Dominican Republic and your mother is from Colombia, respectfully. I love how you put respectfully. My mother wasn't from Colombia. She was FBA as well. Very fair skin. She could pass for probably Hispanic. She was very fair skinned. My bad, voice chat. But thanks for the hate early on. Thanks for the hatred. I appreciate it. Are you going to be partaking of the marijuana tomorrow? Are you going to be hazed up? Is everything going to be looking cloudy? Are you going to be on your Wiz Khalifa? Somebody's going to be hotboxing in the parking lot. I can tell you that much. Then we pass around. Read the scripture. read John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that so whosoever believe in him should not perish, but should have everlasting life. No, sir, that's been the government new crack. What's the government new crack? We talking about? We talking about the government new crack? I don't know the crack. The new crack is fent. Fentanyl is the new crack. Nobody who's selling crack anymore. There's got to be a small margin of people selling crack. It's about fentanyl now. It's all about fent. Weed. How's it the government's new crack? You can't get addicted to marijuana as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know. You can get addicted to crack cocaine. It literally, rewires your brain, circuitry to make you want it more. I didn't know you can get high. You can get addicted to weed. Maybe you can. I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor, but it's not the same effects as crack and weed. Crack does different things to your brain than weed does. Any questions? Here's your brain on drugs. Any questions? And that's going back. That's going back actually before my time. Actually, that was like in the 80s. Weed rewires your brain. Yeah, that's true, but in a different way. Crack cocaine rewires your brain in a totally different way than weed does. Weed does rewire your brain though, and it kills memory cells. That's why I say she can't. There are people that start forgetting things and because they're smoking weed. That's another reason why I don't want to smoke weed, because I forget things and I'm sober. I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke. I don't inject. I don't do any of that. And I still forget stuff. So I don't even want to try to have a drug and then that be my excuse. Well, I was smoking some weed, but I don't even want to have that excuse. I don't even want to be that guy. But I know I respect people that do. I have people that are weed heads in my family. They be smoking. You smell it right on them. It smells like soil. It smells when you go to the like mulch or something. It's like that real thick kind of smell. If you know what I'm talking about. I think you do. If you ever been in the presence of somebody that smokes weed, their clothes it saturates their clothes. They get to smelling different. Like I said, 105, and I'll start smoking weed and start smoking crack and I'm doing everything. I'm doing a whole smorgasbord of at the same time. I might check out. At 105, that's a good run. That's not a good run. That's a great run. You're 105. Hell, I always tell this story. John McCain, remember that? Remember Senator John McCain ran for president? He died when he was 80 years old. His mother outlived him. She was 107 when she died, I think. 106 or 107. Oh, here we go. Wiz is hating. I don't know why Wiz is hating today. He says, smell like Bumba baby mother. Oh, my God. I don't even know if that's really a diss, though. Is that really a diss? His baby mama if she smells like weed, she smells like weed. I don't understand if is that a bad thing? But yeah, so you can outlive your children even if they're in their 80s. That's amazing. But it happens. It clearly happens. John was a good man. What are you talking about? He adopted a kid senator, John McCain. Yeah, John McCain. Okay. Yeah, he adopted that little nigger baby. No, I think she was Indian or something like that. I can't remember, but she was dark skinned. He did adopt her. And he had respect for President Obama. He did not have respect for Trump. He had no respect. He trolled Trump. He trolled him. He said, "You're not going to even come to my funeral. You're not even be able to come to my funeral. You're going to be the only one not going to be in my funeral." I think Trump was the president at the time of McCain's death, and he said, you're not going to be able to come. You can't even come to my funeral." He trolled him. He trolled him from the grave, or soon to be grave. He trolled him. Was he George Bush boy? I don't think he was. I can't. Not that I think of it. I think he was against George Bush on a lot of issues, especially the Iraq War. I think John McCain either voted for it or didn't vote for it, but he came up with an idea that I think he was against the war at one point. Allegedly, I didn't do my research on that, but 420 tomorrow, y'all. 420. The jokes. I'm just ready for the joke. I should be on the internet looking at all the jokes. Easter 420. There's comics. I'm sure there's political cartoons that probably have it. I'm gonna look for some while we're on right now. Political cartoons. Political. I'm just looking for the cartoons right now. I'm looking for them. I'm not seeing much in the way of 420 and Easter. But that's another thing I want to talk about too, because it's just messed up. It's so messed up. Like a lot of people say, I can't believe Easter or Resurrection Sunday, whatever you want to call it. Let's call it just Easter for the sake of purpose. I just can't get down on Easter because they have the Didn't he shoot a guy on 100? No, that wasn't John McCain or George Bush. That was Dick Cheney. We Day and Hitler's birthday. Exactly. I said that Hitler's birthday tomorrow. It's gonna be a loaded day. But I mean, they say like, oh, how can you have bunny rabbits that lay eggs? Okay, how can you have a man that's on a post and go into a cave, go into a grave, and then be resurrected into heaven? That makes sense. That's happened. That's real. I know that's real, man. That's true. That's what happened. But bunnies and eggs. That's the weird thing that people don't understand. And in the calendar year is strange because the death and to believers, the resurrection of Jesus happens before his birth in the year. So it's like, what happens to him already. It's kind of like reading all the way at the end of the story and then backtracking a few months later. Or I guess maybe they thought Christmas was an origin story. Maybe we saw, the Christmas was really like a spinoff of Easter. You get the idea of him, going up to being the man of the man who was to come to earth to save the sins of the people. Yeah, I said you weren't here. Or were you here? I don't know if you were here, Bumbleclue. I said Columbine, and I said Hitler's birthday, 420. It's gonna be a loaded day. But Easter or Resurrection Sunday, whatever the proper terminology is, it's and Christmas. It's like they had to have Santa Claus. I'll take Santa Claus all day. I'll take Santa Claus every day over Jesus. I'll take an Easter bunny over Jesus every day. But people mix the two. They allow their kids, oh well, it's fun. They just want to hide, find the eggs, and it's all good. It's no problem. The Easter bunny comes in, and you can read stories about him. He's a little Peter Cottontail, and the same thing with Christmas. Well, the man comes through on a sleigh, and he comes all over the world. Pause. He flies all over the world, and he goes through people's fireplaces. Even if they don't have fireplaces, he comes to the back door or something like that. I mean, they have to make up even more because this is the beauty of the human mind. It can create, it can invent, it can make up things that weren't there before. Just like the Bible, it wasn't there before. Somebody made all that up. Oh, it's God inspired. God inspired man. He inspired Paul and John and everybody that wrote the Bible, the books. It was inspired. These men were inspired. That's the thing. So I'm just saying 420 Easter Resurrection Sunday. Somebody's gonna be in the back pew like with the bong, taking bong hits. Somebody gonna be in the back pew doing bong hits. Watch. Somewhere, some church somewhere. Maybe there's a church where they have Jesus and weed. Maybe that's true. I want to put it past somebody to have a church built off of the word of the Lord and a little bit of, a joint, rolling joints, I can just imagine it. And what's going to happen tomorrow? Let's see. Listen. I don't want to be negative, but let's see what happens tomorrow. Something. A lot of people do. It's Hitler's birthday. It's Columbine anniversary. And Columbine is like the I don't know what the proper term is. It's not a litmus test. It's not like it's like the I guess it's the lodestone. It guides people, it directs people on things that happen with FSU, Virginia Tech, the one in what was it called? Oh God, I just heard her say there was the one that happened in 2018, and that's just the school shootings. There's happened in theater shootings, there've been in concert shootings, there's bar shootings. This is America. We just had this conversation. I'm not going to get into all that, but I'm just saying, Columbine is the one that everybody looks at. There's a documentary about it. Oscar-winning documentary with what's his name? Michael. God damn it. Jesus, what's his name? I can't remember his name. I gotta look it up. I can't. See, this is what I mean. I can't be on drugs. I can't do drugs. Michael Moore. That's it. I see. Takes a little bit of time. I couldn't do drugs. I can't do drugs. Yeah, Michael Moore. Thank you. A lot of losers inspired by comedy. Yeah. Yep. I always say, whatever. I don't want to talk about, I already talked about shooting the other day. I want to talk about Sunday morning, 420. I mean, there's got to be a church. There has to be a church somewhere in Colorado or California or Oregon or wherever the hell legal weed is legal and larger amounts. See, that's what's goofy too. What is this like? You can't have 300 pounds of weed. Why not? Why not? Why can't you have like 500 or 1,000 pounds of weed? What's stopping? Oh, you can only have 3 ounces of weed. You can only have 2.5 ounces of weed. You can only. We have to regulate. Should be unregulated. You should have as much weed as you want. I don't get that. That makes no sense to me. And the more weed you have, the more time you have to do in certain circumstances. But yeah, so weed, marijuana, the doobie, the joint, dope, the flower, the grass, the green, the trees, the bush, the kush. There's so many names. I just love how there's so many names. I'm missing a lot, but I'm just giving examples. Down to one person now. It was up to 5. But that's cool. I got 7 minutes left. Then I'm out of here. But I'm having fun. 420, man. 420 is going to be some spectacular. I'm going to see when the last 420 Easter was. 420 last 420. Okay, they're not giving me anything. All right. Sticky, yes, exactly. Sticky Icky. Ooh, wee. Put it in the air. Like, it's Snoop. Snoop's got a gospel album. So is he gonna be smoking? He gonna be jamming out to his gospel album, smoking weed. I can see him doing it. And that's what's weird too, because most everybody in hip hop smokes weed. But there are a few people that are known to smoke weed. Like Jay-Z, I smoke weed to give me the fix I need. He says that. It's like, okay, you smoke weed, okay. But it's like Wiz Khalifa, Snoop Dogg, they smoke some weed. They're on that, sticky icky. I smoke more than Snoop, Bumbaclue says. Well, he smokes the finest. I'm not trying to, downgrade you, sir. But he's got millions of dollars. He probably has the top of the line weed. You can smoke more, but he might have better. No, I'm not going to say might. He has better. He has better weed. He has better access to high grade, premium weed. I'm sure of that. I can definitely say that. He gets that good ganja. That's another one, ganja. He gets that good ganja. He probably gets all free weed. I think there's some way he does, and he doesn't have to pay taxes too. I think he probably still he gets, you know, he has sponsorship for somebody, a dispensary or something like that. I can imagine him having some kind of deal where he doesn't even have to pay for it. He might just advertise for for a product, and they give him the product for free, you know. So it depends on whatever dispensary he frequents or he has access to. And that's the thing too, because he's been smoking for over probably 40 years, probably 50 years. Or 40, I should say 40, 30 to 40 years. Because he's like 50 now, I think, or something like that. So he's been smoking for 40, probably 40, 30 to 40 years. And I don't know what his memory is like in his personal life, but he remembers his lyrics. He's on stage. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's saying. He's got all that down. But I still don't want to. I don't want to take the risk. I had many opportunities I had multiple opportunities. I had friends. I had girlfriends. Smoke weed right in front, like right next to me. We were lying in bed, and she had a bowl. I was like, I'm good. I'm all right. So I don't even want to touch the stuff till I'm like 106. Yeah, so Wiz Khalifa too. Wiz Khalifa. I mean, and everybody. So there's like, was it 90% of America believes in Jesus and God? How many believe in weed and bongs? How many? How many are focused tomorrow? Going to get up early? Going to put on their powder blue suit and their gaiters? Going to be sharp as a tack? You know, they're going to be ready. They're going to be ready. They're going to be absolutely together. They're going to have all their family together. I mean, they're gonna go away from the kids. They're gonna get away from the kids, and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, that sermon was tight though. Pastor know his stuff. He knows what he's talking about." God damn. I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to say goddamn. I mean, I said goddamn again. I said it again. I can just see that happening. It's got to happen somewhere in Chicago, Philly, Miami. I don't know. Those are the big cities. Maybe in a small town somewhere in Wisconsin. I don't know. Small town somewhere. I think I did see something like that. There was like there was a whole, society or something like that, just based on weed. Like a whole town had weed all in it. That was the main drive towards the town. That was the idea behind forming this little city. Was smoking weed. I think I saw that. I might be high myself. I might be high on my own drugs. But I think there was something like that. Or at least a church. There was some kind of church or something like that. And I think you could get, it was like a drive-in church or something like that. You could be in your car. You could be smoking a little something. Dot Focus says I'm high for sure. Salute to Dot Focus. He came in at the tail. I'm about to get out of here, my friend. I appreciate you for coming in, but I'm about to skate. I'm about to watch this documentary on not Combine, the Oklahoma City bombing. I'm about to see that. I'm about to watch that. So I thank everybody for coming in. I appreciate you. Make sure you have a happy and safe Easter. We'll talk about it later, probably. Yes, exactly. Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols. Exactly. Time does travel fast. Yes, it does. So I will be up with all of you sometime tomorrow, probably. Post the people having, being in their orange dreamsicle suits and their purple and lavender suits. And their gators and their crocodiles. So I will be talking to you. So I hope you all have a good night and have a good morning. Enjoy 420, whatever you do, wherever you are, be safe and have fun. Thank you very much. Take care.